is the first full week of preseason. As we had just mentioned, preseason games are going on, 6 tonight. And that means that what we need to do right now is resurrect one of our and our fans' favorite segments. Every week, any one of us here on the panel can bring anything football related to the table, but we have exactly just 4 minutes to get through whatever is brought up. And it's a little something we call...
And now, 4 minutes of football.
It's football season! Thomas, Washington Redskins owner Dan Snyder, well, frankly, he would do himself a favor just to cloister himself in his office and, in my opinion, just count the revenues of the merchandise from RG3, Pierre Garcon, and Alfred Morris jerseys, proudly emblazoned with the Redskins logo, as opposed to going on a tour, as he just did, to defend his position, to keep the controversial name of the team. Repeatedly, Snyder went out and gave interviews and looked, in my opinion, rather pathetic, staring into the camera, claiming how the Redskins' name is one of honor and respect. But the worst was when the team sent longtime kicker and alumnus Mark Moseley on the speaking tour. The other day, Moseley appeared on Channel 8 Sports Talk segment down in Washington, D.C., similarly defending the team's position. Except in his rant, he repeatedly made reference to Native Americans as quote-unquote Indians and, quote, the red man, quote. In fact, in Moseley's short appearance, he referenced the term red man 16 times. Quote, if it was Indians, then I would be concerned, Moseley said. But everyone that said anything to me has been a white man or a black man. No red man has said anything derogatory to me about it. I gotta be honest, gentlemen, as I'm hearing it, even I was cringing at Moseley's statements. What a moron. I mean, this thing is going to just absolutely melt in front of everybody's... if they just shut the hell up.
Well, we just sent Biden to speak, for crying out loud.
That might be a good alternative. Listen, since Chip Kelly took over as head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, many in the fan base have clamored for the return of the Kelly green jerseys from the pre-Lurie days. But however, the team brass has consistently maintained no change would take place, as the Kelly green represents a period of Eagles history when the team was dreadful. Obviously, they're not remembering the Super Bowl appearance that the team had in 1981, where they wore Kelly green. Until yesterday. That was until yesterday. Team president Don Smolenski...
They lost that Super Bowl.
They got there. Don Smolenski stated on a local sports talk radio show that the team has actively discussed returning to that color scheme, and but that due to strict NFL rules regarding uniforms, well, it takes time to have these kinds of things take place. But I want to make this very clear to all the Eagles fans that are out there. While it's possible that in the future there may very well, you might see a return to the Kelly green on the field, do not think that for 1 second it's going to replace the regular Sunday unis. If in fact that Kelly green does come back, it has already been told to almost everyone that it would be a every once in a while alternate. That's how it would go. So anybody thinking that they're going to get the Kelly green, I like the Kelly green personally. I'd love to see them go back to it. But all right,
I'd like to see him win a Super Bowl personally.
Well, yeah, I would like to see. Well, maybe
that's not going to happen.
Last but not least, talk about a team that won't win a Super Bowl. How about the New York Giants? Well, at least not this year, anyhow. The New York Giants and the NFL, really, as a whole, got some rather bad news the other day when 23-year-old 2012 first-round draft pick David Wilson was forced to retire after just 21 professional games due to health concerns. Wilson only played 5 games last season after suffering a neck injury, and despite being cleared for camp this season, trainers treated him for a neck burner during practice last week. Within days, team doctors recommended that Wilson leave the game for good as a result of spinal stenosis, a narrowing of the spinal canal. In the 21 games that Wilson appeared, he had over 2,200 yards on the ground, 1,700 plus of those during kick returns, and 5 TDs. I will say this, and I am not a Giants fan, but he was an absolute joy to watch, whether you are a Giants fan or not. He was exciting, and it is a darn shame, and I think a great loss for the NFL, not to be able to see what this kid could have done for many, many years into the future with the Giants or with whomever, because he was a lot of fun to watch. And I wish the best to David Wilson. Really nicely done, too, in his press conference yesterday. Mark, I know you had some thoughts.
The kid's going to go in the record books. There's no two ways around it. He already is. He's the first player in NFL history with 200 kick return yards and 100 rushing yards in the same game. And the second player since 1970 with a kick return TD and 2 rushing TDs in the same game. Just outstanding. I know he is sad to go, but I think it takes a lot of brains to walk away at this point, and that's what he's going to do. And as he himself said, I wanted to be a hero in the NFL. I'm going to be a hero in life. And I absolutely agree with you, Frat House Mike. I wish the kid a lot of success. He was great to watch.
Hats off to David Wilson.
And this is, for Tom Coughlin, this is actually good news.
Yeah, because it only makes his seat hotter.
No, but exactly. So now he doesn't have to hear the hot seat talk this season because he's got his get out of jail free card now.
I don't know about that.
Oh, I lost David Wilson for the season.
Isn't he working in the last year of the contract? He's in the last year, I believe, of the contract.
I think they keep adding one on to make it not the last.
See, I'm telling you, watch. Mark my words. It's his get out of jail free card.
Every year they don't fire him, they just tack on one more so he's not a lame duck. I think that's the way they're doing with Coughlin.
All right. Well, all right, there's our football talk. Boy, we had a lot of it, and we haven't even had one full legal snap yet this season, and you can expect that to continue for the next 3 weeks before the first one comes along in early September.